I grew up in Springfield. I was born in Springfield, man. I don't know. I grew up and in my family. I was born on King Street. My family moved to Mass Ave, and I grew up over there on Mass Ave.
I was born in Florida. I was born in Daytona Beach, Halifax Medical Center, and then you know, that's Volusia County, 904. So I stayed there for a little while. You know what I mean? And shit kind of got fucked up. My mom split up from my father, you know, and she had family up here in the north, you know what I'm saying, in Springfield. And she was like, she just gonna come up here, man. She gonna bring me up here. We moved to Middlesex Street. We stayed on Marlboro Street. If niggas know from back in the day, Marlboro, Middlesex, there used to be a store named Tully's over there on the corner. You know what I'm saying? Niggas had the Rolling Thunder video game and the Atari joint in there. That shit was the best thing ever.
Yeah. Like back then, I used to do a lot of drawing. I was really creative kid all the time, and not to help. You know, what helped that is my parents. Like they were always in the house singing. You know, my dad would be singing, my mom would be singing. They was always in like church choirs and stuff like that. So, I mean, I guess it was natural. And not only that, it's like, you know, I used to go to my grandma's house, and my grandma would have me and my brother play records. You know, and that was stuff, you know, to kind of keep us busy. They would just have us, you know, play records. So like I can remember listening to just James Brown Payback over and over again. And just the feeling of playing that, it always felt good.
Sold me out, take a chain. Told me you did.
Yeah. Okay. On musical influence. Oh man, I got a gang of musical influences, man. I fucks with music hardcore, man. When I was young, man, my earliest memories of music was watching Tribe Called Quest on Arsenio Hall. And they did like this show at the end. Tribe Called Quest was my group too. I loved them motherfuckers, man. When I was younger, I liked all that, the whole native tongues. You know, Jungle Brothers, Gang Starr, Biggie, Nas. Anything Premier did was gold. All of those, man, all those great 90s groups, man. You know what I'm saying? It was too many to even think about right now. But a little older I got, when I got into my early 20s, I started I played everything, man. The Eardrugz, our faction is really musically diverse because Truck got a lot of different influences and I got a lot of different influences.
You know what? To be honest with you, I remember like back in the day, me and a friend of mine, Boy Damon, his brother, which I still contact with every now and again. He's from Atlanta. He calls himself Omega the Mad Knight. He had this one beat that he made, and he somehow used the sound that a submarine makes, like the sonar sound. He used it in a beat, and ever since then, I was like, yo, how did he do that? Like that's what I just wanted to know. It's like how was he able to take that sound and, you know, take that and put that in the beat and make the beat sound hot? And then that's what made me flip out. Like, I gotta try to do this. And not only that, is, you know, like just being around music constantly all the time. That kind of makes you like, you know, I wanna be the one that creates that sound and creates that feeling of listening to music. I don't really tell a lot of people this, but like when I started making beats, I was all about DJ Premier. I wouldn't buy an album if DJ Premier did not touch it. If DJ Premier had like a song with that other person or something like that, or even Guru from Gangstar had a song with this person, I was only messing with them. I was like, yo, I love them beats. Like my first early beats sounded just like DJ Premier, but like after some time, you come to find your own place. But like one of my greatest influences was DJ Premier.
The last album we did, Eardrugz Pharmaceutical United, it's a song. The last song we put on there is called 3 Words. And initially I was gonna write 3 verses. I was gonna write 1 verse for my mom, 1 verse for my son's mother, and 1 verse for my son. You know what I'm saying? But I never got to the verse for my son because I did him his own song to himself, because I felt like, when he came, that was just like an influx of emotion, an influx of feeling. So I wanted to capture that feeling all to its own self. You know what I mean? But the first verse was to my mom, and the second verse was to my son's mom, and that's a deep song, man. I hear that shit right now, and it takes me back. Like it's a powerful song. Everybody that hears it, they say the same thing. Like, man, that's real heartfelt. That's real poignant. That expression. You know what I mean? Because it's like I dug deep for the words, man. You know what I mean? I dug real deep for the words, man. A lot of people when they do hip hop music, like I said, they don't really try to channel anything. They just try to get their own selfish needs out. Instead of going into the heart of certain matters and really trying to break them apart so people can understand, or giving your take on it as vividly as you can, you know what I'm saying? But me, I never had a problem articulating myself, with words or otherwise. So with that right there, I just felt like, let me write this 16-bar verse for my mom and really capture everything that she is to me in this short. Let me see if I can encapsulate it in 16 bars, you know what I'm saying? And I think I did it, yo, because I let her hear it and she started crying, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like real moving, you know what I'm saying? So, that's the deepest song I ever did, was 3 Words, man, definitely. It wasn't just no selfish thing. A lot of niggas, that's my best verse, and their best verse would be some shit talking about what they did. You know what I'm saying? But with me, the words is bigger than me. The songs we do is bigger than me. What we're trying to do is basically more than open a lane. We're trying to actually light up a light bulb that's off in most people. You know what I'm saying? And have them actually take a moment and reflect and have some self-reflection, through our music. You know what I'm saying? So 3 Words is that shit, man. I check it out, man. It's on SoundCloud. Eardrugz Pharmaceutical United. That 3 Words, man. That's that shit.
Will